I have been using the new Apple Airpods Pro 3 for the last couple of days, and if you're anything like me, you've been waiting for a fresh new pair to upgrade. So now that they're here, did these live up to the hype, or should you hold on to your AirPods Pro 2 a little longer? Let's start with the unboxing. This is a very familiar box of the AirPods Pro 2. You get some documentation as usual, but I don't think you'll need these. But the big difference here is there's no longer a USB-C cable included that is sold separately now. But good news is that Apple kept these the same price at $249, so I'm glad they didn't increase the price. And now there's an extra size on the ear tips, extra small, so I'm sure some of you will be happy about this edition, especially if the smalls were still too tight. So let's take a look to see what's different on the new AirPods Pro 3 compared to all the other AirPods Pro since the beginning. If you're on the first generation AirPods Pro, then definitely upgrade, there's no doubt about it. The AirPods Pro 2 was a huge leap over the original with the H2 chip and better sound, better noise canceling, better battery life, and a U1 chip for Find My capabilities. And then we saw a quick refresh in between where the AirPods Pro 2 got USB-C on the case, and that's what I've been using up until now. And now that I have the AirPods Pro 3, let's start with the case. It is definitely larger all around. It looks more drastic on video with everyday use. I don't think you'll notice it. The design is pretty much the same besides the LED light. It's hidden without the cutout, and the pairing button on the back of the AirPods Pro 2 is no longer there on the AirPods Pro 3. It's just like the AirPods Pro 4 where you double tap and hold to pair on the front. As for the AirPods themselves, they look very similar. There might be some slight differences in size, but nothing that I think you will really notice. Apple has moved some things around, but the biggest difference that you're going to see is the heart rate sensor right at the bottom of the ear tips. And this isn't the first time that we've seen this from Apple, but look at how much smaller that heart rate sensor is from the Beats product. That is insane. And I'll show you the accuracy of this sensor a little bit later on in this video. The new AirPods Pro are still only available in white. It looks good, but I would love to see some fun colors on the AirPods moving forward. I have a collection of AirPods Pro that I still keep because they just look that unique. And if anything, let's just start with matte black AirPods Pro Apple. They look so good. Don't you agree? I still use these even though that they're lightning. So let me tell you some of the things that I noticed right away when I started using these. I've been using the AirPods Pro 2 since release date, so these are some of the things that you're probably going to notice as well. First is the fit. There are new foam infused tips. When you feel them, you can just see how collapsible the AirPods Pro 2 is, which has its advantages and disadvantages. But the AirPods Pro 3 are the best of both worlds. You get some rigidity as well as flexibility, so think of this as Comply foam wrapped in silicone. When you put these in, you'll feel slight resistance, and then you'll get that seal that you weren't able to get with silicone before, and you'll notice better passive isolation right away. And I actually like the way that these feel. I have black Comply foam on my AirPods Pro 2, and those fit a little tighter than these do, but I find the AirPods Pro 3 ear tips to be comfortable so far, so I think these are a major win for my ears. I have to be honest, I usually don't use this feature, but I suggest that you run the fit test when you start using them so you find the right seal for your ears. This is important to make sure that you're getting the best possible experience from your new Apple AirPods Pro 3. I'm not going to waste any time, and I'm going to go straight into the sound because I know that's what people want to know about, and as far as I know, the drivers didn't get an upgrade and the H2 chip is still the horsepower behind it, but they have redesigned the acoustic architecture that controls the way the sound carries into your ear, and this is supposed to bring some sound improvements across the board, and so far I can tell the difference in a few ways. First is the vocal clarity. I find that the highs in the vocals, they cut through a little bit sharper and has a little bit of a brighter sound overall, and the bass is a little bit different as well. The best way that I can describe it is has a little bit bigger sound stage. Everything just sounds a little elevated, and I spent an hour going back and forth listening to the same songs on both the AirPods Pro 2 and the 3, and while there were some improvements, this isn't the same leap I heard going from the AirPods Pro 1 to the AirPods Pro 2. That was a massive leap to me. If you're upgrading just for the audio improvements alone, then I wouldn't do it because they didn't sound that much better to me. Now, don't get me wrong, these still sound absolutely incredible, but I didn't have that much to complain about when it came to the sound of the AirPods Pro 2, so I hope that helps. Where you are going to hear the difference is in the active noise cancellation. Apple claims that this is 2 times better, and while I don't have one of those fancy setups to have you experience it yourself, I can describe it, but I'm not sure how much of this is actually hardware based. It could be because you're getting a much better seal, so think about this. You get a better seal with an already great ANC, and that equals a better ANC. So I wouldn't expect a huge drastic change, but you're definitely not going to be disappointed. The next thing that I noticed is battery life. Now you'll be able to get up to 8 hours of battery life with ANC on and up to 10 hours with transparency with hearing aid mode enabled, so this is some legit battery life. The caveat to this is that the AirPods Pro 2 still has the longest total battery life with 30 hours because the case actually has a bigger battery, where the AirPods Pro 3, the buds themselves have longer battery life, but the case has smaller battery, so you get up to 24 hours of total battery life. But of course, you have wireless charging, it's still here, and 5 minutes of charge can give you up to 1 hour of music playback, which is great. This feature alone might make you want to upgrade, especially if you don't own an Apple Watch yet, and that is the built-in heart rate sensor. When you start a workout, you'll see the AirPods listed up here as the heart rate sensor, and I tested this today walking at Disney Springs. It was busy and still hot outside, but how I tested this was I connected my Apple Watch to my iPhone 16 Pro Max so it can run independently, and then I paired my AirPods Pro 3 to the iPhone 17 so I can see how they compared. And as you can see, after walking a quarter mile, my heart rate was reading about 110, and then my Apple Watch was reading 109 and went to 110. So the accuracy was much better than I thought it would be. I was testing this through the entire walk and I saw that it was about 2 beats off at the biggest gap. So I haven't done an intensive workout yet, but I will do that and bring it to you in a long-term review. If you wear your Apple Watch and your AirPods at the same time, then Apple will determine which one is the most accurate and it will switch to that. So there is no combination of data and there's no control over that in the settings just yet. You never know, it could come in a software update, but it will only choose one of the signals. A few more things that you should know about the AirPods Pro 3. Their water resistance has increased from IP54 to IP57. So of course, they are both good for heavy sweaters, but technically the AirPods Pro 3 can be submerged in shallow water for up to 30 minutes. So this will give you a better chance if you accidentally wash them. And also you can use the AirPods Pro 3 for camera control. You can prop it up like I have here and take a single photo or a burst photo. You're supposed to be able to zoom in and out with the AirPods, but I couldn't find that in the settings just yet. And you can also start a video as well with the stock. So I think many people will love this, and I think this is a great lifestyle feature. There's also a live translation feature, which I think will be a game changer for a lot of people. I travel a lot, so I can't wait to use this on my next trip. You can squeeze both stalks and it will go into translation mode, or you can just set it up as a shortcut on the action button on your iPhone. When the other person starts talking, it does turn on active noise cancellation so you can hear Siri's translation better. And I get why Apple did that, but I would like the option to turn that off as a toggle in the future, because even though I don't understand the language, I still like to engage and show them respect by listening to their voice. So maybe an adaptive translation listening mode would be kind of cool, but regardless, what an awesome feature. Here are all the languages that are supported right now, and I'm sure there will be more added in the future. And the good news is I think this feature is coming to older AirPods as well, since it is processed on the iPhone. So I'm glad Apple didn't make this exclusive so more people can use it. So those are the biggest features that are new. I almost forgot to mention that there is a new generation ultra wideband chip that increases the precision find by 1.5 times. So let me know, do you think this is worth upgrading to, or should you buy some discounted AirPods Pro 2s? So if you're upgrading to the AirPods Pro 3 for the total package, so you're getting that heart rate sensor, better IP rating, bigger battery, and you're getting better fit, then I say go ahead and go for it. But if you don't need those features and looking to upgrade just on the improved sound and ANC alone, I don't think you should upgrade. But the AirPods Pro 3 to me are the best in the game, and these are worth $249 in my opinion, especially if you don't own AirPods yet. So let me know what you think about these in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer them, and I will see you in the next one.